What does it mean when I keep seeing a black snake or a red cardinal? Or every time I look at the clock, it seems to be 3:33 or 11:11. Today, I want to talk to you guys about signs from the universe and how to read them. So the first thing is that it benefits you to accept and operate from the theory, you could call it that, that our thoughts and the emotions behind those thoughts generate synchronicities and create our reality. Now, if you don't believe this yet or you're not sure, that's totally okay. I would ask you to graciously treat this like an experiment and just see what happens. Make your own judgment, okay? Okay. Why does this matter? Because once you accept the power that you have to summon signs, events, people, circumstances into your life, you will be able to generate synchronicities, positive events and people and signs, rather than whatever your unconscious has just been sort of unconsciously manifesting because you haven't been watching your thoughts. You feel me? As the renowned mystic and psychiatrist and a personal hero of mine, Carl Jung, said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." It takes us waking up to what our thoughts are to be able to focus, redirect, and choose to bring in what we want rather than what we've been getting. So then, how do you read signs? Well, signs are imbued with the significance that we give them. What I see and experience when I look at a black snake might be very different from what you perceive. And this is the same reason that I'm really not a big fan of dream dictionaries. Signs are unique to us because they are the unique collection of our experiences, emotions, memories, everything that spirit can tap into to be like, remember this, or notice this, or a wake-up call, you know? It's like a spiritual treasure map that only we can decipher, and the deciphering is part of the fun and part of the strengthening of the connection between us and spirit. So this means that when you experience something that feels significant, like, gosh, I don't know why when I saw that rabbit run across the road, why that felt like a sign, why that felt significant, but I'm going to make a note of the fact that it is significant. And maybe even I'm experiencing something at this time where I can tag, scare quotes, where I can tag this sign with a meaning according to what I'm going through and thinking about in this moment. And let me give you an example. I was out walking, this was years ago, and I was thinking about some really important events and decisions in my life, and I was thinking, gosh, you know, Mom, I wish you were here, kind of talking to her in my mind about what was going on. And right as I was addressing my mother, this red cardinal just like darted, like, I mean, maybe 1.5 feet or something in front of me on this path. And I knew in that moment that that was a sign from my mother saying like, hey, I ain't gone anywhere, I'm right here. And from then on, I tagged that red cardinal with the meaning, okay, whenever I see one of you guys, it's my mother like waving at me. She's sort of, you know, the spirit is moving them, and I get a little wave from my mom. You know what I'm saying? So when you tag one of your signs or symbols with the meaning that you have deciphered, you open up an avenue, a channel for spirit to be able to speak with you more quickly, more clearly, more often. And this is the power of knowing and recognizing and being aware of your thoughts, which brings me to, okay, how do I receive signs? How do I ping the universe and say, show me something? This is the importance of meditation and reflection time in general. You know, meditation can look like a very either boring or airy-fairy sort of unnecessary practice from the outside, but it's actually a vital practical magic tool. Spirit needs time and space. We're getting a lot of input all day, Instagram, Facebook, social media, like TV, YouTube, people, radio, blah, blah, blah. We're getting beamed in all the time. So it really benefits us to have a bit of output. Like, no more of input, a little bit of output. I'm going to let some things out. I'm going to create some space. Deliberate silence where spirit can come in and give you spontaneous sort of signs, where you might just be chilling, looking at the back of your eyelids, trying to keep your mind off your grocery list, and then spirit shows you the Ankh symbol, or spirit shows you the color red, or spirit shows you a table with 4 chairs. What does it mean? You have left the room for them to speak. It's time for you to note in your magical journal the kind of symbols and feelings, sensations, however they choose to come through, that you felt during that meditation or that reflection. And you're going to be able to tag meanings to these things over time, and the world becomes your deck of tarot cards. You know what I'm saying? And this brings me to collective meanings. There are some signs, some symbols that have so much time, energy, effort, study, collective acceptance behind them. For example, the cross indicating Christianity, the Star of David indicating Judaism, the tarot cards, astrology, the meanings of the planets, the meanings of the cards have been so long and so firmly decided that those do have a collective meaning. You know what I'm saying? So, when Venus is in Gemini, we can expect certain things. When you pick up the tarot card and it's the 9 of Wands, you can know for certain the meaning is to do with the fact that you need to be unflagging and keep your energy up. And if you keep going, you can win, but it's a tough spot. But of course, there will be room for nuances and things like that, but you will know the meaning right off the bat. Now, that said, I want to make one more point about that, which is it always comes back to you and your personal experience. Some people might love to see the 9 of Wands thinking, okay, I'm almost there. And some people might hate to see the 9 of Wands going, oh, this guy's exhausted. I am also exhausted. This sucks. Okay, I'm not judging whatever your perception is. I'm just saying we attach different meanings based on our experiences. When I was studying Wicca as a teenager, one of the symbols that came up was, if there's a ring around the moon, it's bad luck for witches. And I was like, really? That's kind of interesting, because ever since I was a kid, if I happened to notice there was a ring around the moon, the next day I actually had a really great day. So I tagged a meaning to that is different than maybe conventional wisdom, but it has always worked for me. So this is why I encourage and always, tag things with trust your wild magic. Trust your inherent, natural, beautiful, unique understanding between you and your people, you and your higher self, you and the universe, you and the big good, you and spirit, whatever you want to call it. They don't care. That brings me to a popular question. Do I think that there is something in particular behind looking at the clock and seeing 11:11 or 3:33? My personal opinion and experience is that when I see that, or when other people have told me, what is this trying to tell me? I say that I think it's a nod from the universe, like a little wave, to remind you of where you are in the big mix of things, that magic is real. It's kind of their way of being like, hey, see you, we know what you're doing, wake up. Like a little teeny tiny, like ding, 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 tap on the shoulder, wake up. Remember you're creating your reality. Remember you're magical as fuck. So, do you have signs, omens, anything that you experience regularly, or that when you see it, you're like, oh my God, I know what that is, and it's your own personal sign? Because I would love to hear about it. And real talk, you guys, like I love magic so much. I was up early this morning, finishing kind of like tweaking out the notes on this video that I wanted to make, this video. And I was writing down the stuff about the red cardinal and just kind of like, oh, that was really nice, and went off and I went for a run, and what did I see on my run but a red cardinal? Magic is real. And the more that you accept that magic is real, the more that you open yourself to the signs. And when you do receive the signs, the more that you are able to set your ego and your judgment aside and take it as a sign, the more you widen and open the channel for spirit to pour in more to you. Okay? Okay. If you got comments, questions, anything, please share with me down below. I would love, love, love to hear what you guys are thinking and what kind of thoughts this is evoking for you. Okay? All right. See you later. Bye-bye.